you a new player to Pokemon TCG Pocket or a free-to-play player? Then you're in the right video. So basically, I'm gonna go over the top 5 decks that you guys should be striving to build if you want to be competitive in Pokemon and, you know, not lose on the ladder. And basically, these decks are easy to build, and you know, it's just gonna give you the most success until you start pulling EX Pokemon, Mega Pokemon, and anything else. So let's get into the video. So the first deck I want to go over is Zeraora Silvally. Now, this deck right here mainly compromises of the packs of Shining Reverie, Celestial Guardians. We have the newest packs, which is the Mega Rising, and then we have the Buzzwole deck, which is Extra Dimensional Crisis, and then you have cards where you could craft the Pokeballs and Red Card and Professor's Research in the actual you know, craft maker with your tickets. And then afterwards you got GA, the first packs, which is Genetic Apex, where you could get the Rocky Helmet, Cyrus, and Mars. So basically, this deck right here is really strong in the last couple of formats. This deck just overall held out strong in the metagame and was competing with all of the high EX Pokemon. Now, that being said, Silvally hits 100 damage if you play a supporter at the same turn. So this is really strong, and if you pair it with Zeraora having 50 damage, just, you know, having 50 damage to attack whatever's left over and just win the game, it's really strong combo. And then you got Pokeball to search, you know, type no, and Zeraora. Zeraora is really good because if you place him on the bench or in the active on the first turn, you grab an energy and attach it to it for free. So it's really fast paced in the metagame. Red Card, you could hand disrupt your opponent. Rocky Helmet, it really hurts your opponent. They take 20 damage while you're dishing out 100 damage a turn. You know, your opponent's gonna think twice into attacking your Silvally. And you know, you have cards like Red that can make you attack for 120, and if they hit themselves with Rocky Helmet, you know, that's 140 damage they could potentially be taking if it's an EX or a Mega Pokemon, which you will see that a lot in the metagame. Again, Copycat is really strong as well. Like, it's a common, and you could definitely just fix your hand if you want to throw everything on the bench, which you kind of are throwing everything on the bench, right? You're throwing all your type No's and Zeraora, Rocky Helmet on your Pokemon, and then afterwards using anything else like Red Card, Pokeballs to thin out your hand, and then you could Copycat, draw all your supporters. This deck just became so much stronger because of Copycat, and it definitely gets wins in tournaments as well. The next deck I want to talk about is Rampardos Silvally. So it's very similar to the last deck. So Rampardos is super strong because, like, it does 130 damage. Sure, it takes 50 damage if it knocks out a Pokemon, but at the same time, you're not really gonna knock out a Mega Pokemon, right, in one turn. So this thing has 150 HP, and most EX Pokemon cannot hang with this Pokemon whatsoever. And if they get rid of it, they only get 1 point. So it's very similar. Silvally, you guys know what it does at this point if you guys watched. But you have to play Skull Fossil in order to evolve into Cranidos and to Rampardos. But you could skip that with the addition of Rare Candy. Rare Candy lets you evolve from the Fossil all the way to Rampardos, skipping the Cranidos, and then we play Giant Cape. Basically, you want to have the Giant Cape on Silvally so it can live longer, or on Rampardos, honestly, because taking 50 damage could be crucial overall, but at the same time, you know, it's really worth attacking with 130, especially early game. Then you play 2 Professor's Research, 1 Giovanni to deal 10 extra damage. 2 Gladion to search your type Null or Silvally. Copycat, it's very good in this deck. You have to play it. And Cyrus to, take all your opponent's damage Pokemon from the bench and drag it out. And, you could push for game with that as well. The next deck I want to talk about is a Silvally Hydreigon. Now, I promise you this is the last deck that's going to involve Silvally. But just Silvally is overall a strong card. It deals 100 damage out of nowhere. But with the addition with Hydreigon, this is basically a spin-off version of the Rampardos, but this is easier to build because you could definitely just go off, Shining Revelry, Genetic Apex, and just go through the new packs, Mega Rising. What Hydreigon does, its ability is you take 30 damage and you get 2 energy from your energy zone and attach it to it, and then you can attach 1 dark energy to it and then start attacking for 130 damage. So this deck is really strong. 130 damage is pretty much insane. Then you play the Copycats, Leaf, Professor's Research, Cyrus, Gladion, Sabrina, Pokeball, and Rare Candy to evolve quick. The deck overall is really strong. Hydreigon is actually seeing play in many high tier decks, and it performs well in Silvally as well and could get you multiple wins. The next deck I want to talk about is Magnezone Oricorio Chingling. So this deck actually won a tournament, and surprising enough, it's definitely a deck that you could build free to play. So you could get the Magnezone, right? Magneton and Magnemite through Genetic Apex. Oricorio out here is very strong. You could get that in the Celestial Guardians, and then Chingling. Chingling is in the newest packs. So this deck combination is really strong. You build up the Magnezone, and then you start poking with Oricorio, Chingling. Chingling makes it so your opponents cannot use their item cards when it attacks, and basically you play doubles Professor's Research, 2 Pokeballs, 1 Pokemon Center Lady, 1 red card, Giant Cape at 2 Copycat, and 1 Cyrus. Again, all of these are commons, easy to get, and I would recommend you guys run this as well. The last deck I want to talk about is Luxray. So Luxray is a really strong contender in this format. Earlier has been seeing so many tournament success, even won a tournament, and just a Luxray doing 120 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon is really strong. And not only that, there's the Flash Impact one that does 110 damage. It's kind of crazy. And Volkner just giving 2 energy to your Luxray is pretty much insane. You play double Shinx and 1 Luxio, so you could bridge the evolution all the way into Luxray. If you don't have the Luxio, we play the 2 rare candies. Arguably the way we want to evolve to Luxray, we play double Oricorio and 1 Zeraora to see more energy on the board for Zeraora. You could combine this with Elemental Switch to transfer energy to Luxray, or from Oricorio, whatever you have, and doubles Professor Research, 1 Copycat, 2 rare candy for the consistency, 2 Pokeballs, 2 Elemental Switches, so you can move your energy anywhere around the field, and 1 Giant Cape. This deck is also very affordable for the new player as well. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what deck you guys are going to be playing if you are brand new to the game.